Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is AutoDidactic. Hope you are having a fantastic day. And of course, AutoDidactic means to be self-educated. And we all need to be self-educated, because if we're not, the only choice we have left is to believe what other people say. And other people are the media. So let's not do that. And today, just a short video, I went for a walk around Fremantle. It was a couple of weeks ago now. I didn't get that much footage because my phone battery ran out really quickly, but I got a bit of footage. So I thought we would just have a bit of a look at Fremantle, Western Australia, and the old Tartarian buildings and the mud flutters. So let's get into it. Okay, so this picture, it's a little bit hard to see, but this is actually through some stairs, and this is underneath like a front veranda, and that's a window. Here's another shot. It was really hard to get the shots. I took a few, then I knocked on the door and asked the lady if it was okay to take photos, because I was really into history, and she looked at me really strange and said no, and pretty much told me to go away. So didn't get the best shots, but here's another one. Now this is on the side of a building, obviously red brick, and window going straight. Pretty much this one's just above the ground, but it looks like they've re-bricked that up a little bit maybe, and put some lead across there. This is just a picture of a brick, and you can see this one is worn right through. That's the inner layer, the inside bricks here, and this outer one is being just rubbed completely away. And you see that a lot, which is strange. You see it a lot, these bricks that just sort of turn to powder almost, but all these buildings seem to be so old. So maybe that's pollution doing that to the bricks. This is just a chunk that we found has fallen off a building. And just to show you, this is, all these buildings are red brick. This is just plaster. They just plaster over the top of them. And of course, with these windows, they all have the same brickwork. Okay, all these arched, they love their arches and their curves. Now this is the Wesleyan Church in Fremantle. And as you can see, they're saying built March 7, 1888. For the glory of God, in the highest, and on earth peace. And this is it. This is the side of the church here, and you can see the different levels, stairs coming up. Alright, and here we are at the back of the church, 1886, and you can see the different levels here. And it goes up, and around the corner it gets even higher. And it looks like this doorway has been shortened, but definitely a flutter. And window up there, and as we come down again, you can see stairs going up to the door. So this thing is just not flat. Now this building I found really interesting. It's really cool, this little yellow one. It's very small. It looks like it's got a bit of it missing. Now, of course, a huge gate here, the Adelaide Steamship Company. But look at this bit here on this building. If you have a look, it's actually exactly the same as this. Okay, we've got our rectangles here, got our little balustrade there and there, tops of the columns, got our keystone. It's exactly the same. Like even above the doorway, it's just different colours. It's exactly the same as this. So is this a building that's had the top cut off it? Did it used to go right across maybe? Was it found half broken? I don't know, but it looks like there used to be more of this building. I would say it used to look more like this building. So very interesting. Okay, now this building, I'm not sure if you can see, but they've actually torn the building down and just left the facade. As you can see, it was an old Tartarian style mud flutter, and literally the whole building's gone. If you can see through the gate there's a whole new building behind it, and all that's left is that two-storey front wall facade, you know, with the mud-flooded windows, of course. And here's another one they've done it to. Ripped down the building and just left the facade out the front. And this one's, well, left the front wall out the front. This one has been cleaned up and had some limestone and things added to make it look like it's from Australia.
So ornate.
Check out this building, P&O. Cruise ships apparently. It looks like a state building and it's just massive. And just down here near the waterfront in Perth, so we're going to head down to the Roundhouse. And here's a few more Tartarian buildings, very nice one there. And again, just all up the street in Fremantle. Alright guys, look at this. This is Fremantle, Australia. That's right, not Europe. And go across here and you will see mud flood windows up the side there. See those? But check this out. Dun dun dun. There's our level down there. And you can see that they've built these stairs up over the top. They've left no space, just enough for a walkway through there. Got our windows under the ground level, stairs up, front level up there, and even a doorway down under the ground. Big pillars, look at this pillar. And then of course, mud flood windows. And there, and right there. Nice. Alright guys, here we have Tanner Chambers. Got the front door, steps going up, and of course down here, steps going down below the ground. And the same here. Steps going up, steps going down. Down, down, down. Check this out. So we have an old world building with a tower and a copper dome on the top with a big spire. This again, that everything down here, because we're in the port city of Freo, everything's shipping. But I mean, look at this place. Look at that dome. And look down, oh my God, look at that doorway. What the? So it's all been pointed, they've done all the mortar. But look at this door and look at the size of this door. Look at that. Okay, so that door where you can see the windows there, those windows are about, gosh, how tall are they? 15, 16 foot? That's a 20-foot door. Look at that. In Fremantle. And then of course another one there. And I was just saying, these buildings, see all the verandas, these are all put on to change the look. So as you can see, this building down here doesn't have a veranda. Oh, it's the old type, but these, they reface them. And so as you can see, Fremantle is just full of these old world buildings. You know, the exact same features we see all over Europe, all over the USA, South America, Asia. It's just all the same. And a lot of these buildings are empty, actually most of them. And basically the ones that are being used, they're all offices now and things like this. A few government buildings, a lot of schools, a lot of them being turned into university, college things. Of course, lots of old churches. And this is one of our pubs, and check out, this has got a dome on it as well, with the spire and the portals, of course. And again, with that pub, you can see that it's got the verandas put around the outside to give it a different look, right? The Australian look. This is actually the interior of a shop we went into, and check out the ceiling. And you can see they've actually sawn off the bottom, the pillar bits of this, but just completely ornate. And they've gone into an old building and they just cut it all up and turn it into a shop. And more domes, of course. There's quite a few around Fremantle. Copper domes with spires, with portals. The same thing again that we see all around the world. And you can see on this last picture that this is a copper dome. So it looks like an old world one. Here we have, a mud flooded window, right? The classic. And this is a cannon at the front of the roundhouse, which is the old jail, one of the first buildings built, or they say the first building built in Fremantle and built by the convicts. And this cannon is 4 ton, they reckon. And they say this one's just built basically as a sound marker, and he gave this funny story about boats could tell the time or something. But yeah, 4 ton, right? And so the cannon story, how many of these could they fit on a boat, a wooden boat? Seriously, it just doesn't make sense. And this is the roundhouse, which was the first prison in Fremantle. I think it was actually the first building, they're saying, and built by the convicts. This is one of the cells. So, not too small, but this whole place, 8 cells. You can see across there the walls, they've taken the front off those cells, but we're told this was built as the first prison, first jail in WA, and there's only 8 cells and a big hole. Yeah. Down to the tunnel below. So as you can see, Fremantle, the port city of Western Australia, well, port city of Perth really, is full of old world buildings and mud flooders everywhere. Levels below ground, half below ground, a lot of them, well, most of them still being used. So we've got windows going into the ground everywhere. We've got giant sized doorways everywhere, way too large, for the people to build. This is supposed to have been all built basically by convicts. Starting from 1827 is when Perth was founded. Fremantle, so we're talking 1840s, tiny populations, and the whole story is just built by convicts. And all these buildings are just too big and too well built and too oversized, apart from the fact that they're all mud flooded, sunk into the ground, and they look the same as the buildings that we see all over the realm. So there you go, guys, just a bit of a wander through my home city. So I hope you enjoyed that one. And a huge thank you to everyone who supports me and this channel through Patreon, PayPal and my merch store. I really do appreciate and love you all. And of course, if you would like to help out, there are links below. So there we go, guys. First video for 2022. It's going to be an awesome year. So thanks for spending some time with me. Stay awesome, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.
kılbazın oyna oyna oyda şorum bolun senin üzülbezin jırga baştap şorum dek ben senin day kılbazın Yayılgan Altay'nın yarasın Ak boludu yayılgan Tengerinin yarasın Senin halın ilabazın uyur halı huvala Megi can duyanın aysın Ağaçtın taygananın aşuzuna baş bolsun Çaya akın Altaydyn keçüzüne baş bolsun Wow.